Good evening, happy Friday, and welcome to Last Call, where the whiskey flows because this week blows. Well, not really, but speaking of whiskey, I can guarantee you that it won't be Jack Daniels. Never again. I will not support companies that hate me. That's why I shave with Jeremy's Razors. Not a sponsored stream. Okay, I haven't even gotten through my monologue, and I'm off topic already. Suffice it to say, we got things to commiserate about. So I'm so glad our guest bartender is just the kind of guy to have drinks and let off steam with. Fellow YouTuber Daryl the Derelict of the Vactube. Link in the description below. So let's not keep him waiting. Top off your glasses, strap in, the Canarble Wagon rolls out right now. Wow, the news this week has just been incredible. But you know what? That's why we do this. Although he wasn't actually first, he's just the first that's shown right now. David says, fasten your seatbelts. It's been a hell of a week, and Last Call is here to make it all better. Well, I don't know if Last Call makes it all better, but, whiskey does make it go down smoother. They say a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. Well, a good shot of whiskey helps everything go down. So there you go. But it's the news has been crazy this week. There's a lot to talk about. We may get to some of it, but first, let's say hi to our favorite bouncer, Netter of Netters Network. How you doing, sweetie? And what you sipping on?
I am doing well, considering your week. My week hasn't been as bad as yours, apparently.
Well, you also haven't gotten all the news this week yet. You're going to be getting the catch-up, so.
But I am sipping on an A&W Zero Sugar Root Beer, because for me, that's the hard stuff.
That's the hard stuff for you. Well, amen. Good. And let's get my designated driver in, because I'm going to need you this week, let me tell you. I'm already pretty well into this. How you doing, Boomer, and what you sipping on?
I got a Minute Maid fruit punch.
Minute Maid fruit punch. Well, good, as long as you like it. Is that from a can or from a bottle?
It's from the can, and one thing I like about it is it's got an orange on the cover, and I think there's a plum in the background, and is that an apricot? And I think there's a big slice of pineapple.
Gotcha.
All the different fruits there. See.
Well, there you go. We can pretend that it's healthy.
It's got 3% real fruit juice in it.
Well, that's 3%. 3% more fruit juice than I got. There you go.
97% of other stuff. Okay. Anyway.
Yeah, mine is 97% alcohol. But yeah, there you go. But let's not keep our special guest waiting, because, well, after all, he's the bartender. Daryl the Derelict of the Vactube, how you doing, my friend, and what are you sipping on?
I am doing Peach King. I am drinking Coca-Cola, not sponsored, with some vodka.
And nice. Vodka.
Strawberry banana vodka, to be exact.
Oh, that sounds nice.
How does that go with Coke?
Is it
a good mix?
Very tasty.
Good. Absolutely.
Very tasty.
And
it gets me in a lot of trouble.
I get that. I have not really been into the flavored vodkas because they've been kind of hit and miss with me. Some of them are okay, especially I don't remember which one it was, but one of them had like a vanilla, which was really good. Just because it was a gift, we got one that was like cake flavored, which was sweet and weird, and I don't care for any of the fruit flavored vodkas. I'm just of the mindset, if I find a good vodka I like, I'll infuse it myself, I'd prefer.
Infuse it with more vodka.
I'll infuse it with more vodka. No, that's no, that's absolutely true. But no, I mean like you drop some blueberries into a bottle, and get yourself a blueberry flavored. Yeah, it's going to change the color. Who cares? It's
like putting peanuts in a Coke.
Absolutely. Let me real quick before we dive in. Let's say hi to the chat. So, like I said, first person who's currently showing up is David Pensack, and I always appreciate seeing you here. Of course, the actual first person who was here early today was John JPRPH1, who was here first.
Yeah, I always murder his name.
Yeah, I just call him John. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not. He may not want to be doxxed for his last name, so I just call him John. And I figure John is a common enough name; it doesn't, give anything away. Do the same. Well, I mean, D Pensack. I think everyone kind of already knows you as David, so you've kind of already doxed yourself there, buddy. And then there's someone else who fell off was Pacific 414. He did stop in, and I warned him. It's going to be a bumpy ride. Oh, by the way, as far as what I'm sipping up.
Yeah, he's back in the chat.
Okay, well, I'll say hi to you again when I get down to you. Didn't ask me what I was sipping on there, Netter.
What you sipping on, darling?
Well, I've got it right over here. Well, actually, it's frosted over because I keep the bottle in the freezer. But it's a Jameson Irish whiskey, which, it's Irish. And they're not owned by Anheuser-Busch, so I don't have any problem.
Such a fine drink it is.
I agree. I absolutely agree.
So now you're going to have a commercial for that one to show when you're going to be drinking it.
She is not culturally appropriating. She is part Irish. So I mean,
Yes.
like within a generation of
Yes,
Ireland.
my grandmother was Welsh, my grandfather was Scottish, and I've got others around down the line that are Irish.
And
everything.
she should have gone into acting because she's like an accent sponge. I gotta tell you.
My accents are terrible.
Oh, you got a great
But it
Southern
doesn't stop
accent.
me from doing
You got
them.
that Texas accent down.
Hey,
Did you grow up in Texas?
yeah, lived here all my life.
All your life. Good man. Good man.
Within a 30-mile radius.
There you go. Okay, so of course, I'll say hi to Netter again. Hello, I love you too, Netter. And who's shouting at me here? Okay, no, that's nothing important. In fact, I'm going to close up my MeWe because Boomer can always send me a private chat in the here. Let's see. Talk about derelicts. This guy's in the chat too, apparently. Big Al presents. Yep. Blessed Good Friday to you too. I'm blessing it with the Holy Spirit.
Oh,
And yeah, that's a bad one. Let's see. Someone's giving me a shout out here. Troy Pacelli. Yes. Funny how like minds think along the same lines. Yes, absolutely. Because yeah, it's been a week, as I was saying, and of course, the great Stephen Otten deleted scenes, who is just an awesome guy.
Our favorite blue wrench.
Favorite blue wrench.
In fact, he's such a favorite blue wrench that I had to make sure I gave him his own heart color.
Yeah, so you get green hearts. Orange stars, green clovers, blue
Green
diamonds, and
clovers.
purple horseshoes.
I'm hungry.
Yeah. And he's dropping all the links because he's just that awesome. And of course, I'm already starting to get my words screwed up. Hail to Tim Hayes, who is just a great friend of the channel. Super appreciate you, my friend. And yes, John is back. Greetings. Adega Outlaw, great author. Definitely check out his work. He is awesome. He will be guesting on Netter's channel in a few weeks. Absolutely. Looking forward to that. Hellion, you are awesome, super encouraging, and I kind of makes me wonder, are you a hellion? Are you a bit of a hellion? I'm guessing you just might be, and that's a good thing to be. So cheers to you. Loki's Morning Mischief, who I believe is going to be guesting on Netter's network in a couple weeks or so.
Greetings,
Just
program.
because he is that awesome.
2 weeks.
I don't believe this guy will. I mean, I hope his channel grows and grows and grows, but I don't think he will ever be too big to give a shout out and a little helping hand to the smaller starting out channels. That's just how awesome he is. So for a god of mischief, he's a good guy. He really, really is. Let's see. Lady Mist, always so encouraging. Thank you so much for being here. You are like Barnabas in the Bible. You are a child of encouragement. You absolutely are. Logical Spock. Peace and long life, my friend. Good to see you. Trying not to miss anyone. And yes, Pacific 414 is back. Good evening, my friend.
Told ya.
We acknowledged you at the top, even though your original comments had dropped off. And I love seeing you guys all greeting each other. I love to see the community here. Good evening, everyone from Sir Torrin Clegane. Sorry, I haven't been here the last couple of weeks. Oh, had COVID 2 weeks ago, and a show I'm in open last week. Oh, well, I'll want to hear more about that, my friend. That sounds very interesting about the show. I mean, I you can tell me about the COVID, but I'm sure that's not something you probably want to spend a lot of time talking about. I totally understand that, but let's see. And I feel like I'm not seeing all the comments because Loki's saying hi to Guardian of the Void, but I didn't see the comment. But
Are you doing
that's
the
Lady
live
Mist.
comments?
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, when you guys have multiple handles, I have a hard enough time keeping track of real names and handles, and then you have multiple handles, and it confuses the heck out of me. But one person who needs no introduction to me is, of course, Admiral Bruhajma, Evelyn Hampton. Kapla, Admiral. Good to see you. So glad you are here. And
Can I ask a Klingon question?
here's another derelict. Yeah, you have a Klingon question for me.
Is there a Klingon version of pizza?
Targ.
No, wait a minute here. There is a... Okay, so first we got to talk about what is a pizza, right? Is it a pie? Okay, if you go to New York and you like New York style, you're going to have a pie, right? But you come to Chicago for Chicago style pizza, that deep dish stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's barely a pie anymore. That almost becomes like a souffle, you know?
It's nice.
And I have seen a Klingon recipe for tribble souffle. So if that constitutes a pizza, then yes, there you go.
Okay.
But there are other kinds of pies and souffles and breads that, Klingons, despite what a lot of people think, yes, they do love their meat, but they are omnivores just like humans. So just about everything humans eat, Klingons will eat too, but they have stronger stomachs, so they'll probably eat more. Let's see here. I want to make sure I don't miss anybody.
Yeah, there's a couple more you haven't gotten to.
All right. I'm going to go quickly, so if I miss anybody, it's up to Netter to stop me. Darth Arlena, there you go. Good to see ya.
What's up, partner?
See, this is why I have Daryl the Derelict here, because he brings the cool people. That's awesome. Thanks so much.
The Vactube would not be what it is today without her.
I thought you were going to say YouTube would not be what it is today without you, but I agree with
hell
you.
no.
Absolutely. I absolutely agree with you.
But now that you
saying
mention
hi
it.
to everybody here. Seen this girl around recently.
Hello,
Arlen
Twinkie.
Avalon. How you doing, my
My
friend?
sister from another mister.
Yeah.
Yep,
she's saying
that's
hi
what she
to.
calls me.
Yep.
I call her Twinkie. She calls me Twinsy.
That's
And
so cute.
I think I am all caught up. Okay, there we go.
Did you say hi to Sir Torrin?
I
Oh,
did
you
say
did.
hi to Sir Torrin, yes. All righty, so let me refill the Jameson, because it's one of those nights, my friends. But let's start on the most positive of notes. So first, Daryl, I know that about at least half of the stream here already knows you real well and is probably already subscribed to you. But for those that might not know you as well, 30,000 foot overview. Tell me about yourself. Tell me about the Vactube. How did you get started in this whole craziness that we call YouTube? Go. Elevator pitch.
I'm Daryl the Derelict, Capricorn. I like slow walks on the beach. Oh, I'm sorry. This ain't a dating video, sorry. And I'm married.
Yeah, right. My name is Troy Picelli, and I'm an alcoholic. Hi, Troy.
So you like long
Right,
walks on the beach with your wife?
There you go.
Yeah, we actually went to a hockey game last night, so yeah, that
Daryl,
was good.
the real question. Do you like pina coladas?
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Right. They're
Good,
full of
man.
drinks, but they're good.
Damn good.
Right.
I ain't going to diss that. I mean, I like what I like. If it tastes good, I'll drink it.
There you go, man.
And I'd say about 80% of the alcoholic drinks I've ever had in my life are good. And that's why I'm drinking.
I'm trying to think. Was there?
I
I'll
legit-
be honest with you. The first time I ever had whiskey was at Skipper Kenner's wedding, and I did not like it. No, I did not. It was wild turkey, and it tasted like wood, and I wasn't prepared for it. It was But I'll tell you what, this Jameson, that's some smooth drink. So maybe I'm not a rye kind of guy. I don't know, but
To each their own, man. You find what you like and you go with it.
So sorry. I'm going to have to interrupt again because Leia Rose has come here, and she said hello to me personally, and she's awesome, and I love seeing her around, so thanks so much for being here. Just a reminder, everybody, everyone that's on the panel is linked below. If you could please, if you're not already subscribed, please subscribe to all these wonderful people that make this channel happen. And that includes our favorite Blue Wrench, Deleted Scenes. He's also linked below. And, of course, he's dropping all of y'all's links in Texas. See? I can fit in Texas, y'all.
Hell yeah.
So he's dropping all y'all's links. So make sure you subscribe to each other as well, including, hello, Bush McFadden. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Talk about a foodie. He every now and again sends me pictures of the food that he's having for dinner.
What's up, Mr.
Scott Westbrook. Oh, welcome. Oh,
Creator of the Vactubeverse.
Netter loves your icon. Looks like her mischief kitty.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
I love that one.
Thanks
I also
so much.
saw a Fat Steven lurking somewhere in the chat.
Yes, Fat Steven is here. Leia Rose.
Fat Steven, oh, thank you so much. You are awesome. It's good to see you.
Did you say hello to Justice Darth Arlena?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
That's
Thanks
my
so
fault.
much for being here.
Scrolling up because I thought I saw another name in here too, and it's like, where'd it go?
This is why I bring Daryl along, because he brings the cool people. Now, I'm not saying the rest of my crowd here isn't cool, but these are the kind of people that you guys are going to want to get to know, because they are really awesome, and they all have great content on YouTube.
And here's the thing. Deleted Scenes, our awesome Blue Wrench, is dropping everybody's link.
Yeah.
Please subscribe to one another. For the people I wasn't subscribed to, I think there's like 2 or 3 of you, I sub to you. I'd appreciate a sub back. Sub to each of us. We sub to you. Together we grow.
Together we grow. Absolutely. Okay.
Absolutely.
Let's bring it back. I'm sorry, Daryl. I
No, you're fine,
try
brother.
my best to keep on topic, but the more I drink, the more I wander all over the place. So this
My
is what
brain.
happens. And let's face it, the chat is the. I always say this. The chat is what makes the show for me anyway. But
Oh,
but
yeah, I
you are
agree.
our special guest. You're like the head of the class tonight as far as chat goes. So let's get back to it. 30,000 overview, elevator pitch, shoot.
Well, I started the channel in December of 2021, just after Mandalorian Season 2 ended.
Okay.
And my best friend, Brian, he and I had talked about starting a channel for a while, and because we're both Star Wars fans, have been since we were 6 years old. And that's how we became best friends, was over Star Wars when we were 6. So, and I'm almost 52 now, so do the math. We've been best friends that long. Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
and just
cheers
like
to you, Scott. Enjoy tequila.
yeah. And you know,
and
just like
everybody
with
else,
everybody.
let me know what you're sipping on tonight. I'd like to know. Go ahead, Daryl.
Yeah, and just like, you know, life gets in the way and you know, go weeks, months, or even years without talking to each other. And when you talk to each other, you pick up right where you left off.
Yeah.
And that's the way we were. So we had talked about it. And after that whopper of Luke coming back, we're like, dude, we got to start the channel now. We got to get in on this. And because this is huge.
Yeah.
And, you know, we had both been disappointed with the way it had been going for a while. And then that happened. We're like, holy shit, we got to do it. So we did. Unfortunately, the channel grew without him. He had 3 different bouts with cancer. And unfortunately, we lost him last year.
I'm sorry.
So thank you. But
Fucking
he is
cancer.
forever immortalized on the channel. I've talked about him, and people know who he is. And I keep that alive because he named the Vactube. And
Nice.
he told me that. I said, what are we going to call it? He said, call it the Vactube. I was like, are you out of your damn mind? What? Why would we call it the Vactube? He's like, dude, call it the Vactube. Trust me. I'm like, all right, we're going to do it. And we did. And it was his inspiration and love for Star Wars because he never faltered. I mean,
Yeah.
since we were kids, he never faltered. He never lost his childlike sense of wonder. And I'll always love him for that. So, since he, was sick and everything, I was like, I'm going to bring somebody else in on the channel to help me because I was struggling by myself.
Sure. It's
So
tough. Yeah.
I met Darth Arlena through Echo Base, and I contacted her and said, hey, we need to stream sometime. Would you like to come on?
She strikes me as a bit of a Star Wars fan too.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's how we met, was over Star Wars and EBN.
Yeah.
So, we talked about it, and she was on a few times. We had a great time, and we worked together so well. I just said, hell with it. Let's just do this full time.
Yeah.
So that was in May or June of 22. Wait, no. Is that right? Yeah, I guess it is right. It seems like a lot
The
longer.
years kind of run together, don't they?
It really does. And,
Yep.
It feels like her and I have been doing this for years because we just play off of each other so well. And over the time, I met Arwen and Mark and Fat Steven and X-Wing, and we just all kind of clicked together. And there for a while, all of us were on quite a bit on the show.
Yeah.
So, excuse me. Ooh,
Yeah.
too much Coke. But anyway, Steven is really, really busy. And now X-Wing's become really busy because his channel's grown so much. And Steven's doing work for that Park Place, WDW Pro, Valiant Renegade.
I
and
have
a few
seen,
others.
yes, and he's been guesting and such.
Dude, his
yeah.
thumbnails are epic. The
Yeah.
dude is like, he's had streams and where he showed how he makes a thumbnail, and it's like mesmerizing. I just sit there and I'm like drooling because I can't look away.
Look,
so cool.
I know how much work goes into that because I make the
Oh my
all
God,
the
are you kidding
graphics
me?
for my channel, for Netter's channel. I make most of the thumbnails for you, AJ Boomer, right?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, Troy's my art director.
My actor.
I was a
Oh.
year off.
And I had forgotten, Netter, since you have Nero, I can show you how to do the intro. Just remind me when I'm sober.
Sorry, Arlena. Thank you. See, that's why you're my partner. She corrected me. I was a year off.
There you go.
Started the channel in 2020, and she came on in 2021. So it's been almost 2 years.
Hey, Sci-Fi Nation, good to see you there.
But, we went from talking about Star Wars and stuff to gradually talking about other things. And it just kind of evolved into what it is today, which is basically Cheers. We just get together and just talk.
Yeah.
Basically, you walk into any bar and you see this group of people sitting at a table talking, laughing, cutting up. That's us.
And see, this is why I knew you and Arwen. I saw you guys, your channels, as like kindred spirits. It was the same kind of mentality. I've told the story a bunch of times, but I got some people that are kind of new here that haven't heard this story yet and aren't sick of it. But Netter,
Okay, Dad.
yeah, Netter and I, we've been married now for 30 years,
This year will be 31.
This year will be 31 in August. So we kind of have had a history of working at a lot of the same companies together. And the last company we were at before the whole, coof thing hit, we were at the same company in the same department. And we started hanging out with a group of friends there, going to a pub just the other side of the expressway, literally within walking distance from the office. Every Friday we would go over there and have drinks together, some appetizers and whatnot, blow off some steam, kind of bitch and moan a little bit about clients and our bosses, even though our bosses were probably there at our, table drinking with us, bitch about them right to their faces. If you can drink with somebody, you can get in their face a little bit, right? And it was great. It was what we really needed. And when the coof hit, we started working from home, and then they let everybody go. So Netter and I were both out of work instantly. And we were like, damn. And what we really missed the most, well, aside from the paycheck, obviously, was the Friday camaraderie. And I said, YouTube would be a great place to do that. So that's why I started up Last Call. It contains a lot of tropes from a Friday. Here in the Chicago area, there was there is a talk radio station, WLS, that every Friday at 5 they would roll out the Canarble Wagon, and it was a shtick where, the three hosts, which included the weather person, would tell everybody what they're drinking off of the bar cart, the Canarble Wagon, and if you had the enhanced radios where you could see the simulcast, you could see them literally drinking on air, and so I was like, and they stopped doing that, and a couple of the people retired and left. And I'm like, I'm going to keep that alive. I'm going to do the Canarble Wagon. I'm going to do the rollout. And because I knew a lot of people were streaming on Fridays, I was going to make it Last Call. It's not that late, but it's late enough that it's later in the evening. Most people have already gone live and whatnot. So stop by, have a drink, and so forth. But so the whole idea of kind of get together at the pub, have some drinks, chit chat and whatnot. And I saw you and I saw Arwen Avalon, and I'm like, you guys are doing exactly the same thing, And I was like, that's cool. That's cool. That's why a couple weeks ago when I had Arwen on, I said, hey, let's make it a pub crawl. You do your stream, and then we'll all come over here. So I thought that was great. And just a peek behind the curtain for everybody. Everybody that's a regular here knows I run a pretty relaxed kind of pub here. So that includes everybody on the stream. If you gotta dip out, just turn off the camera, go say hi to your wife and whatnot. But
give her a really big hug from us.
Absolutely.
Well, she's not home yet. She just called me because she is on.
No. I saw that. Yeah.
So that was the phone call a second ago, but I do have to call her back here in a sec.
Do keep in mind that absolutely does come first. But real quick, did I interrupt you on something? Were we in the middle of something when I sidelined the whole topic?
No, not really. No.
Okay. Because you had mentioned starting your stream, did you say after Mandalorian Season 2?
Yes, in 3 days.
So you've been watching Mandalorian, I take it?
Yes.
I mean, I see Bo-Katan right behind you. So,
wrong way.
She is awesome. She really is. Yeah. How you feeling about this season?
It's not blowing my skirt up.
Let me ask you a different question, and this is a question you probably won't get on other channels. If you were to do a fan edit of this season and trim it down so that you just had the A plot going forward, which would probably make it like 2 episodes long, how would you feel about it then?
Better.
Yeah, right? Right? I have
Better.
not seen the entire season of Obi-Wan, but I have seen that fan edit that's going around that turns it into like a 2.5-hour movie. Still not great, but looks like it's a whole lot better than what I've heard people describing.
I watched all of it.
I'm sorry, man.
All I can say is
That is saying enough, actually. You know that it was originally supposed to be Luke and not Leia, right?
mm-hmm.
Would have been a much better movie. Would have made a lot, or show, it would have made a lot more sense.
Well, what would have made it better is not having him and Darth Vader fight. That would have made it better.
That made no sense at all. That made no flippin' sense whatsoever.
And it was the Reva show anyway, so.
Oh yeah, I love your boozy. When I've had enough drinks, I can't say that. Bougie boozers.
Those are fun.
You and Annette and Joker Voice were on Pops the other night talking about the show, right?
That's absolutely right. Earlier this week we were on Pops.
And I saw a scene of like a tentacled lady. I mean, a squid lady, and one of I guess.
Would you believe that wasn't even the worst part of the episode?
It was like a romance
Romeo
thing.
and Juliet between the Aqualish. Is that an Aqualish?
No, it's a Quarren.
Quarren and
Quarren and a Mon
Calamari.
Calamari.
Mon Calamari. Yeah, okay.
Was not
They
even
both
the
live
worst
on the
part
same
of it.
planet.
Right.
I want to read one of the chats.
Which one?
Pacific 414 said, I like what you do here and how you do it. It's why I returned ever since you had me on last year at Troy.
I would highlight it if I could find it, but I'm too blotto to figure that out. Read it again.
I got to make a phone call real quick. I will be
Go
right
for
back.
it, Daryl.
Hold on, I gotta find it again because I scrolled. Give me a
Oh, so it's way up there?
second.
Can those species interbreed with each other?
Probably not.
So it's not like Star Trek where you can
They
have,
are
like,
not close enough. Yeah. there's
Actually,
no
wait.
way.
We can't do the half race thing anymore. Anyway, right? That's now forbidden.
Well, if
thing in
you're
D&D. I
a
wouldn't-
D&D fan, no, you're not allowed because that's.
You think Star Trek's going to follow suit then with that? Oh. I'm sorry.
The biggest problem with Star Trek, here's the problem. We have struggled with canon and Star Trek to begin with. And look, if it's in an episode and there's a, half this or a half that, they are genetically compatible. They did an episode that kind of sort of explained how that might possibly be plausible.
Like a master alien race that
that there was this master alien race that seeded their genetics, on the different planets. So, in theory, Klingons and humans and whatever.
So they all have.
Okay, I found it again. Oh,
Yeah, read it for me.
Okay, hold on. My YouTube or my system didn't work. Okay. Pacific 414 said, I like what you all do here and how you do it. It's why I've returned ever since you had me on last year.
Pacific 414, that is incredibly encouraging. I have to say, I have been growing so slow that there are days where I just wonder why I keep doing what I'm doing. And
it's for everybody in the chat.
It is. It really is. You guys say things like that and you just keep me coming back. And, if you want to, if you've been on my channel before, and of course you have been, 414, and you want to come back on, let me know. I would be happy to have you back.
I also want to say hi to Zombie Box Reviews.
Yep, I did keep bringing up his comments, and I meant to say hi, but you got to expect me to lose focus, guys, because this is why I do what I do. It's been a rough week for Star Wars fans in particular, but the Star Trek fans and the Doctor Who fans aren't doing too well either right now. this is something I don't talk about on the channel very much. When I was in college, I majored in psychology. I was going to go into clinical psychology, and there was a class I took on, the one where you learn about all the interventions and stuff like that. And, in a support group, sometimes you got to turn your back on somebody, and you got to let people hit rock bottom as hard as it is. Stop enabling them, and let them fail. Let them hit rock bottom, and then when they're ready to start building themselves back up, you get in there and you help them build back up. If you are one of these people that thinks that, well, I like this one episode of The Mandalorian that I saw, or oh, this season of Picard was really good, so we got to support it to let them know. No. What you need to do is you need to step away, let it fail, make it very clear that you're, to quote the movie, you're mad as hell and you're not going to take it anymore. You're not going to support them until they get their heads out of their asses and they start paying attention to the canon, that you love, that made you want to be fans in the first place. Because don't buy the bullshit that the pixie dusters put out there. Well, if we don't support it, we'll never get anything ever again. Bullshit. These are IPs these companies own. They can't help themselves. They'll retool, they'll reboot over and over and over again. You will never not get Star Trek because it's all they fucking have. So don't be afraid to withhold your money. Don't be subscribing to Disney Plus and what is CBS, whatever the fuck they've got.
Paramount Plus preps now mixed with Showtime.
Whatever the fuck it is.
CBS All Access is no more, Troy. Come on.
I don't keep up with that. I don't pay for any of these streaming services.
But not to be confused with the Paramount Premium Cable channel, which is not Paramount Plus. That's something else.
Oh, Natter and I cut the cable a long time ago. TNG did do that. I think they wound up calling them progenitors. That's exactly what I was talking about. They were alone and seeded the it was a really good episode. Bad science, but it was at least an attempt to kind of explain away some weird science continuity,
But you had things on The Mandalorian this week. You had someone mention direct democracy, right?
Okay, I'm going to say, because I'm just drunk enough to get into politics.
Oh,
no. This is going to piss some people off. But I ask you to, because I believe that every person that's in this chat that follows me on a regular basis is intelligent, has an open mind, and is capable of critical thinking. First, listen to what I have to say. There's something that a lot of people like to say over and over again, and they're getting it kind of wrong. We don't live in a democracy. We live in a representative republic. Okay, that is kind of like saying, I'm not a Christian. I'm a Protestant. I'm sorry, but if you're a Protestant, you're a Christian. If you have a representative republic, that's a kind of democracy. It just is. Democracy is the big umbrella, and you're being very specific. So don't act like you're all smart by saying, oh, not a democracy, a representative republic. Well, okay. I'm not Italian. I'm Napolitan. You're still Italian, dumbass, So...
Is that a type of ice cream?
Neapolitan? Yeah,
No,
I guess
I'm just saying.
No, you're not wrong. I mean... Good one, Boomer. But so I just wanted to say that because that kind of came up online, and I hope I didn't trigger anybody, because I think the person I kind of got into it with online was here in the chat earlier. But
were you triggered by this latest episode of The Mandalorian?
Not for the reasons you think. Not because of
Okay.
the whole direct republic or direct democracy thing that kept coming up.
Christopher Lloyd was on it, right?
Yeah, Christopher Lloyd was in it. Jack Black was in it. I like them both. They don't belong in Star Wars. I'm sorry. I'll let me temper that slightly. Christopher Lloyd, if he had played like some grizzled old Mandalorian and they put him in the armor, and that would have been great. I could have totally seen that. Also, because Christopher Lloyd is such a good actor, he doesn't have to play, the same role. I did see where they were going with that, but yeah, no, they didn't use the actor to the extent they needed to. But the Jack Black thing, I don't blame Jack Black. I blame the direction. He basically played every goofy role he's ever played, and that also has no place in Star Wars. He's played serious roles. He could have played better, but I guess they pushed him to play, I don't know, School of Rock type Jack Black.
Yeah.
It was
Like
ridiculous.
Tenacious D.
They thought this stunt casting would matter and do something for them, and it just flippin' didn't. Because the story wasn't there. It always comes down to it. All the other problems we have could easily be ignored if the story was there, and it wasn't. It was another side plot that had nothing to do with the plot we cared about. I don't know.
Someone was saying it reminded them of an SNL skit. Yeah, Zombie Box Reviews says watching those clips, it felt like an SNL skit.
And that is not cool. Because first, it gives, outlets like SNL nothing to work with. And you don't want that in The Mandalorian. Look, there's a reason that the ratings have dropped so badly this season, right? I mean, it's kind of painful.
And you had Lizzo on there too.
Who I didn't know from anything, Obviously, this is not an actress. Clearly.
I think
right?
she's a musician or something, or no,
Yeah.
like a pop artist or something.
That's and it's not my area of music. Wonderful. I'm glad. But then I looked her up on IMDb, and I'm like, oh, I see. She's under contract to Disney, so they're just tapping into their pool of people they're contracted with. And what is she known for with Disney? The Louder and Prouder, whatever that animated
Proud Family.
Family
the one that
hated
was
show is.
Got into
Absolutely.
controversy a few weeks back.
So it's like I just don't care. I just flip and don't care. I will say that I got more out of the Easter eggs in this episode than I did in any of the others. There was a scene that takes place in like a droid pub or whatever, and one of the droids I'm pretty certain was meant to be the same kind of droid that Blue Max was in the EU. And I was like, that's pretty cool. I hope we get a figure, an action figure of him. And definitely I want the black R2 unit and the black 3PO unit. But we're probably not going to. We're probably going to get Jack Black and Lizzo. And I ain't buying those figures.
Do you think it's possible they were on because they're considering a spin-off series with them? Or is that a stretch?
You know what? After the announcements that came today at Celebration, I don't give a fuck. I'm pretty much done. At the end of this season of there's 2 episodes of Mandalorian left. When those are done, I'm done with new Star Wars. I'm done. I really am. Don't know how much of that you got, Daryl, but we kind of got off on the Star Wars.
Oh, it's all good.
This week. Did you see the Ahsoka trailer, though?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. There was... I mean, Netter and I have watched Rebels, so we got all the Easter eggs. Whatever. But the way they're bastardizing Heir to the Empire, fuck them. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
You know? And based on the way that the announcements were made at Celebration, what is it, Filoni, and I don't remember who the fuck is getting movies. I don't give a shit. This is not Star Wars. This is Kathleen Kennedy's bastardization. I'm done.
Though, did you see the clip of the Andor panel at Celebration? They brought out the creator of Andor. Big applause.
Yes, I
Kathleen
saw this.
Kennedy
Yes.
came out crickets.
Yeah. She started to raise her hand, then she put it down right away.
Uh-huh.
It's like... I will say this, though, to the audience that was there. Classy of you not to boo her. That,
Yes.
at least, was...
Yes.
I am not sure I would have had that level of class. Real quick, I want to say hi to Gorilla's Random Thoughts, who was just on Netter's Network last night. Definitely a stream worth checking out. Gorilla's a good guy, so make sure you subscribe to his channel. But
Uh-oh.
anyway,
We lost Boomer.
yeah, he'll be back. He sometimes has internet issues. Daryl, is everything good over there? Does your wife know that you love her and that we will not keep you any longer than we absolutely have to?
Yeah, she's still on her way home, so I got time.
You stopped to call her. Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, it was a phone call. She's on
And
her
absolutely, when she gets home, you don't even. If I see the camera go off, I know that you're going to say hi to your wife. No problem there.
Yeah, she's had a bad day, so I got kind of the brunt of that. So, but hey, it's what it is.
This is an interesting take I had not heard. David said, Sci-Fi for Me TV thinks they remixed KK's panel entrance to cover the silence of the crowd.
Wow.
If they had to do that, that is sad. That is just fucking sad. She's got to know that she is the most hated person. But unfortunately, what that probably means is she thinks she's succeeded in what she's trying to do. So
She basically has.
she has, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
She's
gotten rid of all the old fans.
What's it? Burn the motherfucker down. That's what she's saying as she's getting ready to leave.
We don't need no water. Let that motherfucker burn.
Absolutely.
Burn,
And
burn.
Tom Connors, who's going to be my guest in a couple weeks, he was saying on Midnight's Edge that he's of the opinion that this is literally her intent, that she's on her way out after Indiana Jones, because that's going to fucking tank. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say it's going to be as convoluted as Rise of Skywalker. It's not going to make a damn bit of sense because they basically refilmed the movie.
Well, yeah, this is everything you've seen from Marvel, everything you've seen from all the Disney Plus Star Wars bullshit. They filmed 5 different versions of these shows, and then they Frankenstein them together, and they look like shit. The story makes no convoluted fucking sense.
$200 million budget. Pfft, I don't see that.
Absolutely.
Looks like you spent $50.
So the assumption is I believe it's going to tank. I think everybody in the Midnight's Edge group is hedging their bets and saying, well, it might make a profit, but it's not going to do super well. No, I think it's going to fucking tank. I think there is so much bad blood between the fans and Disney that everything Disney does, people is fucking staying away from. So it's going to tank. They're going to fucking get rid of her. She's out this year. There's no way around that. I mean, the bitch is old as dirt, so get the fuck out, Yeah,
and she produced back in the day was a good cup of coffee.
I doubt it was even a good cup of coffee, to be honest with you.
Well, it had to be because they kept her around. And I think they kept her around because of Frank Marshall.
For her coffee, though. Maybe
Yeah.
they kept her around because, she had strong knees. I've had just enough to drink to loosen up my tongue.
What is
And
left
she
on
may
the
have loosened up hers. I don't know.
What's left on the docket? There's the Acolyte. There's Andor season 2, which will wrap up that show.
Are they doing a second season of that failed show?
They are doing a second. That was already in the works. Yeah.
For fuck's sake.
I don't know. They're going to do the Ahsoka series. Apparently, Filoni's going to do one of the 3 movies is a Filoni movie directed to wrap up. I guess this is the Mandalorian era.
Yeah, so I'm glad
The
that you
movie.
were keyed in on that. I didn't send you a note about that one,
fine.
but you're absolutely right. So here's what and I know that just about everyone in my community follows Midnight's Edge because I do, and that's where I get the best information. It's really looking like this whole Mandoverse is ending. This was the only thing they had that was any good, and it's over. And now they're going to double, triple, quad fucking druple down on the High Republic and the Acolyte and Ray Palpatine and whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
And
Acolyte
they
is High
are-
Republic, I think. Yeah.
And they're going to finally bury Star Wars. They are putting the last nails in the coffin. It is done. It is over. It is fucking dead. It's dead franchise walking. That's all there is to it.
So
Connie Cleary, wanted to say hi. You are a wonderful friend of the channel, and I wanted to say hi to you. Make sure I didn't miss you.
Oh, Skeleton Crew. What is that? That was another one that was announced.
It's one of the animated.
Lost in Space.
Okay.
It's another one of Filoni's animated shows about some rogue clones or whatever, and I haven't seen a single episode of it. But look, I'm going to say it because again, I'm going to blame it on the Jameson. We are getting the fucking Acolyte. It is a thing that is happening, and a certain cantina owner, refuses to believe it and thinks it's not going to happen. I'm sorry, there's just too much fucking evidence. Get your
They announced the
pixie
actors.
duster
They
head out
announced-
of your ass and pay attention.
They announced the leads for it, didn't they? Lead actors?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they've released footage of it. They announced it at the thing today. They showed footage there. It's fucking in project. Although, what I find funny about it is Acolyte is a show run by Harvey Weinstein's assistant. And did you see the news today? Disney's being sued by someone else that apparently was molested by Harvey Weinstein.
Oh.
Keeping it in the news. So
Yikes.
that's gonna really help the Acolyte along.
The other movie is a movie about the origins of the Jedi, the Dawn of the Jedi, or whatever.
Nobody
which
cares. Nobody fucking cares.
James
anymore.
Mangold's supposed to direct it, the guy that's doing the new Indiana Jones, right?
Yeah, which is gonna fucking fail. So I'm imagining the Star Wars thing's gonna fail too. I don't know anything about Mangold, but look, if you are an actor, a writer, a director, a producer of any note, stay the fuck away from Disney. Look, there are people that will defend, Jack Black is great, in this and that and the other, and so did a great job in such and such and such, and this writer, I love this movie he did. They need to stay away from Disney, okay? If they are as good as you say, they are intelligent enough to stay the fuck away from Disney. I'm just saying. You make good choices in your career.
Then, of course, Rey's coming back. That was the other big announcement.
Oh, yeah, because she was just so beloved. Her action figures flew off the shelves, and people love her so much. And you know that Rey themed hotel that they have at Disney World, that's doing bang up business, isn't it?
I have a question. They say that this is supposed to be a standalone movie, but with the possibility, I think Midnight Edge was saying that she is contracted for 3. I guess if the first one does well or something.
Wait a minute.
Like, what?
Hellion. I don't know who KK is, but I prefer a sex partner to have strong knees and back, among other things. Thank you very much for cutting through what I was saying and getting right to the point. Very, very good, Hellion. You live up to your name. That's a good one.
Do you think the Rey movie would have Grogu as one of her students? Do you think they're going to try and throw him in there too?
Oh yeah, they've already said Grogu's going to be with Rey.
Well, but specifically he's asking, will he be a student of Rey? Well, that's the funny thing, right? Because Rey, they're setting her up to start the new Jedi.
Yeah, she's going to be the Jedi Master.
Training Academy.
Yes.
The person who didn't have any training whatsoever is somehow going to know how to train a whole new generation of Jedi. But remember, this is being written by the product of the American public school system. So they don't know anything about actually teaching. They see school as being indoctrination. So that's what Rey's going to do. She's not going to teach. She's going to indoctrinate.
Didn't Leia train Rey? Didn't they make a point about that Leia was better than Luke?
Fuck if I know. I didn't see the last movie.
It's okay, but I mean, that was the impression I got, that maybe Leia was spent a couple months training Rey. I don't know. They didn't go too much into detail, but she was floating. Rey was floating in the middle of a forest, and I guess that was part of her training or something. I don't know. It was just...
So Arlena, let me try to get the flavor of this. Ah! So sick of Disney Star Wars. They ruined Kenobi, Obi-Wan fucking Kenobi. How? I hate them. Not just the men, but the women and children too.
Okay. Nice Anakin quote.
I like that. That's good.
Nice Anakin quote. I love that.
No, don't be sorry. Don't be sorry. You, not only are you among friends, you are among friends that agree with you 100% here. Mary Ray Palpatine. Oh, I am pissing off the interwebs whenever, people are talking about Rey and they call her Rey Skywalker. I'm like, look, cultural appropriation and identity theft don't fly with me. She's Rey Palpatine, and you can go to hell if you think otherwise.
Yeah, because according to the logic of the movie, if she were to destroy Palpatine, she would become him.
Yeah.
And she destroyed him.
So this is... I'm
out of anger, and she looked pretty pissed.
They said that. He said that in the movie. That was what would happen. So
I am beyond the point of giving them any benefit of the doubt or having any hope for anything good coming from Disney ever again. But if they wanted to tell a good story, yes, you could have Grogu and Rey in the next movie. But it turns out by the end of the first movie, you realize she is possessed by Palpatine. And she is the villain, not the hero. Mm-hmm. And Grogu is going to have to be the new Jedi going forward, to help the rest of the Jedi and forge.
But no, she's going to be the sympathetic villain.
Fuck this. I am getting fucking sick of this.
Dude, I'm with you. I am totally with you, but I see it going that way. I am sick and
fucking tired of these equivocating dumbasses who make the villains the heroes. Keep in mind, when you make the villain the hero, you are the fucking villain. Yep. You are the cultural Marxist destroying our whole fucking society. You can go to hell. Real quick, I want to say
this.
Oh, thank you very much. King's Advisors. Been a while. What's up, guys? Thanks so much for being here. You came in just in the middle of my rant. I hope that hasn't put you off, but you are absolutely welcome here. And absolutely, Scott, the writers did Finn dirty. Finn was probably the character I could have liked the most in that god-awful trilogy.
I was excited for The Force Awakens, a former stormtrooper becoming a Jedi. Dude, that's fire. I was all up
And you
in
know,
that.
when people were having problems with racial things, I was like, no, 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 no. No, you don't understand. The fact that this is a black guy makes it very, very clear, you know, because there was always some question about when the clones cut off, when the stormtroopers became conscripts and stuff. If you got a black guy who's a stormtrooper,
Yeah, I don't know what all those people were thinking. They obviously didn't know Star Wars because conscripts came in before A New Hope.
absolutely. And, you know, I always imagined that some of those stormtroopers, some of them might have even been aliens. You don't know. The whole idea behind the armor was that they all looked exactly the same. They were just
Yeah.
a number, TK421 and so forth. You know?
Yeah, well, odds are, I mean, the way Disney is with lore, they don't even fucking acknowledge it anymore. But
Oh, because
according
Kathleen
to
Kennedy
lore,
said there wasn't tomes and tomes of books that we could draw on or whatever.
oh no, even though they're picking from them now.
Oh fuck! Did you see that interview she did with JJ where they're saying, "Oh, and we were thinking about George all the time, and what would George do?" George gave you fucking scripts for the next 3 movies. You know exactly what he would have done. You could have picked up the phone and fucking called him. He's not dead.
Yep.
Yeah, I
And-
wonder what. Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say it. Yeah, rumors who Mace Windu's son. Yeah, I heard all kinds of theories like that, and it's like, okay, yeah, I don't think so because you know Mace was Samuel L. Jackson. He was just he's the motherfucker. You know.
I'm sick of these
Mace Windu,
motherfucking
rise
Sith
of the
on this
motherfucker.
motherfucking Star Destroyer.
Exactly, but you know, yeah, okay, yeah, maybe it happened before he got on the Jedi Council, but you know, regardless, you know, the Force, I guess, can happen in anyone, so why not a stormtrooper who's conscripted from birth? That was interesting. That's what drew me into the Forced Awakens, and I call it the Forced Awakens because it felt fucking forced.
Yeah.
I mean, the dialogue was rushed. And it's like, seriously? Okay, whatever. But
Yeah.
that's what drew me in. And then when they did him that way, did him dirty, I was like, okay, you guys can suck it.
Zombie Box makes a great point here. They had a treasure trove of material to pull from. This is the one thing that I won't bitch about. When I see them take stuff from the EU, I see that as a positive. I see that as keeping the EU alive, right? That's the one thing that Favreau and Filoni have done that I've actually been positive about. The problem, though, is that there is so much other bullshit that, I mean, they're pulling the good stuff from the EU and then they're shitting on it.
Yeah, they're
So it's like-
bastardizing it.
You know, fuck it all. I mean, people have pointed out how in the last movie they were basically telling the story of Dark Empire. Yeah, but Dark Empire did it so much fucking better.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what we got was a shit sandwich version of it.
Yeah. Just, yeah. Yeah, I mean, they're like you said, they're taking the good parts of the EU and they're shitting on it. They're bastardizing it.
So
and-
here's Hellion makes a great point, and I want to talk to her specific point. Did Star Wars start from a book? So technically, no. It was an original idea from George Lucas, but let's be fair, he wasn't starting from zero on that either. He was drawing on a lot of Kurosawa films, and he was inspired by what he originally wanted to do was Flash Gordon. So Solomon said, you know, there's nothing new under heaven. I don't have a problem with people creating their own original thing that's inspired by something, which is what I think Hellion is getting at with what George Lucas did. Hell, I don't even have a problem with, I would not have a problem with it if Disney came along and said, okay, look, we own all of Lucasfilm, which means we own all of the EU, we own all of this stuff. Let's pick the best of it and, forge a canon from the EU. If they did that with no fucking originality, I'd be like, I'm with you. Give us Heir to the Empire as the next trilogy and so on and so forth and whatever. But they couldn't even fucking manage that.
No.
They couldn't even fucking manage that.
You think they'll mess up Thrawn? Because they're
I feel like they already have. They fucking already have. If you've watched the Rebels show, he is not the same Thrawn that we, saw as like the Moriarty in Heir to the Empire. He was scary smart. He was like an evil Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, the calculated technician.
And Pauline was the Imperial Watson, and they they never fucking understood that, and that's not what we got from Thrawn. We got a generic Walmart version of Thrawn from the Filoniverse. I am done. I am done trying to have any hope for anything Favreau. Favreau is checked out. He wants it to end. He wants to go on to something else because he knows this is not something he's ever going to be able to fix because he's never going to be able to have the reins.
Well, that and this season of Mando kind of sucks because they took two of the best episodes and put it into Boba Fett because Boba Fett was tanking.
While I agree with you, Daryl, I am going to say, though, that the whole idea of bringing Grogu back to Mando, though it makes sense for marketing, makes zero sense for character development.
Totally destroyed season 2 ending.
Yeah.
It has no value.
Everyone who was excited about the Luke Skywalker, nobody gives a shit anymore. I'll tell you what, Hasbro just last week announced the new Luke Skywalker figure from, that episode. I'm not buying it. I don't give a shit. I lost all interest. You need to go?
Yeah, here in just a sec. But yeah, speaking of toys, my wife found a comic shop in the next town over, and we went to that where I found this Kate. I saw an Empire Strikes Back Luke Skywalker in the Bespin outfit with the missing hand, and I scoped that shit up. Even though it's not a collector's item, it is to me.
Yeah, I dig
because it's something from Empire, and it's just so collectible to me and something so dear to my heart. Because between Empire and Revenge of the Sith, I bounce back and forth which is my favorite, but Empire usually wins out.
Is your dog okay?
I'm sorry about the dogs, but yeah, about that.
Is your wife home? Do you need to?
Yes.
Go ahead, because I'm going to address a couple of comments in the chat.
All right.
So Hellion, I'm sorry, I haven't kept up with the chat the way that I wanted to, so I'm kind of missing the context here.
Thrawn, is that what you're referring to, or are you referring to someone else?
No. But King's Advisor. Did I say hi to you earlier? I'm sorry if I missed your earlier comments. Welcome to the chat. Super appreciate you being here. Got to disagree on the Thrawn point. I think that Dave Thrawn was pretty good. Granted, I haven't read The Heir to the Empire, so I can't comment on that. But I really liked the Rebels Thrawn. See, that's the whole thing, Advisor. You really do need to read the trilogy, Heir to the Empire. Oh, guys, help me out here. It's Heir to the Empire, Last Command, and I forget what the third book is. I actually may have gotten them out of order. But those books were fucking awesome. Honestly, as much as I like Timothy Zahn, the more recent Thrawn books he wrote aren't even...
Was one Dark Force Rising?
Yes. Okay, so it goes Heir to the Empire, Dark Force Rising, Last Command. That was the order that they go in. And you can probably find the audio versions of them on YouTube, to be honest with you. If you saw that... because if you haven't read those, and all you've seen is the animated Dave Filoni Thrawn. I could see, I understand why you say what you say there, but yeah, once you read the books that originated the character, you'll go, oh yeah, I see the problem there. Yes.
Did you catch the trailer for Dial of Destiny?
The original one, yeah. I think a new one came out,
today.
and I haven't seen that yet.
A lot of Phoebe Waller-Bridge in the trailer.
Fuck
More
her.
than I think. Okay. I'm just.
I say that, but I don't mean that literally. I wouldn't fuck her with your dick. No,
anyway,
I just
well,
with
okay.
Dude,
that got weird.
dude, I am
Okay.
fucking lit tonight. As long as you don't drop the GD bomb, I am good with whatever vulgarity. Because tonight, and I will apologize to Lady Mist and Hellion and all the other nice ladies out there, but I'm pretty hot tonight. So you're gonna get some spicy language. Just saying.
Because he's Italian.
Because I'm Italian, I'm drunk, and I'm pissed. The trifecta there, so fuck it all. I love this, though. Dave Baloney. Yeah, pretty much is Baloney. Oh, I love that. I don't know where that came from, but yeah, Dave Baloney. Yeah.
Notice the director they picked for the Ray movie will be Charmin Obey-Chinoy, the one who was the one who directed Ms. Marvel.
Oh, you mean that See You Next Tuesday? Fuck her again. Not even with your dick. She can go to hell. Yeah, I'm getting fucking sick of these cultural Marxist assholes being given jobs just because, not because they have any talent, but because they buy into the political messaging of whatever. Fuck her. Fuck that.
Well,
Look, and the other thing is, I'm done with
doesn't-
Disney. Disney makes $0 from me. I will never give them another single dollar. I will not go to the movies to see any of their films. I will not subscribe to D+, which I think is, shooting for the stars. They get an F in my opinion. Fuck Disney.
What's this comment say?
Yeah, I think a lot of people had faith in Filoni at one time. My question would be,
Why?
how do you feel now? On the other hand, keep in mind, Timothy Zahn gets paid every single time they use Thrawn. So you give him a paycheck, he's going to be a happy guy. Just saying.
Hey, so I noticed they didn't put Favreau in charge of any of these movies. They didn't have him as director.
It's because you may not realize this, but Filoni is Favreau's boss now.
Huh.
He's the head of the, I don't know what his technical title is, but he's
story group.
He's the story guy now. Yeah, so Favreau works for him now. That's why I don't think Favreau gives a fuck anymore. Oh, I'm sorry. I totally missed that Zombie Box was feeling like a zombie and needed to go. Thanks so much for being here. If you're still here to hear this, I super appreciate you hanging out as long as you did. I know. Is George Lucas still alive? Well, there's I honestly feel like Kathleen Kennedy and J.J. Abrams have no idea, but he may get an opportunity to buy Star Wars back. You never know.
But are they selling at this point? That was the big rumor circulating before
There's
all these announcements happened.
a lot of speculation. I did hear Tom Connors and WDW Pro on Midnight's Edge today did suggest the possibility that after these announcements at Celebration, is it possible that Iger is positioning for a sale of either Star Wars or Disney as a whole? And apparently there's some talks between Disney and Apple about selling off Disney as a whole. Apple might buy Disney. Which, honestly, I don't think will improve things at all. But there you go, guys. It's a thing.
Daisy Ridley's back. She got a short haircut. I didn't think it was flattering, but that's just me.
Look, don't get me wrong. I mean, she's hot enough, right? I mean, she's got good boobs. I saw her on that slab. But other than that, I hate the character. I really, really do. George Lucas is pretty old now, so would he be able to do or want to do anything else with Star Wars? That's a good question. I don't know where his desire is and if he would want to. But able to? Sure he could. If he was motivated to, he absolutely could. That's not an age thing. He could if he wanted to.
So Iger's running everything over there, though. So I guess
Iger's going to be out pretty soon. I think the board war is going to start up again because it's very clear after this week that Disney does not give a flying fuck about profit, does not care about pulling in money to pay dividends. So you better believe that the stockholders, with the exception of maybe a couple that are Marxist, fucks, are going to come out and start bitching. So, I'm going to grab my popcorn and keep an eye on it, but I'm just glad that Netter and I have sold our stock in Disney. We sold our stock in Disney after the whole Gina thing, and we sold high, and we made a profit, and it's just lost money ever since. We sold at the very best time, So, yeah.
Okay.
But you know what, Hellion? I respect the hell out of that. You should be picky about what you watch. Look, I'm guessing you are significantly younger than I am. So I hope you take this as imparting some wisdom from an older guy. Life is shorter than you think. Even if you live to be 100, that's not a long time when you're looking back on your life. And time is precious. So don't waste it on fucking bullshit. Enjoy your nostalgia. Enjoy the Star Wars of the past. But that time is done. Don't keep looking for a new hit. Move on to something else. Be picky. Your time is too valuable not to be. And don't let anyone tell you you should do otherwise. Don't let them bully you and tell you you're an ist and a phobe if you don't this, that, and the other. Fuck that bullshit.
Like some of the people complaining if you don't watch Star Trek Picard season 3.
Right? Absolutely.
So I don't know. I guess that's it, though. I was kind of shocked. They're bringing Ray back. They're just getting her own movie.
So keep in mind that everything that was announced today and yesterday at Celebration is well. Keep in mind how many things has Kathleen Kennedy announced that didn't ever end up happening. So just keep that in mind. Also keep in mind, as I said, that Tom Connors and WDW Pro have come out with the theory that they could just be saying this as they're posturing to sell, try and inflate the value of their product. So there's that. Because let's face it, we know that what they announced is a losing proposition, period. It is a guaranteed failure. So let them do it. Let them fucking do it. Give me the Schadenfreude. I'll sit here with my popcorn and watch the motherfucker burn. Okay, so this is probably my favorite comment of the night, and I'm not sure what prompted it, but I'm so thankful for it. Elian says, Troy Pacelli, you are a sweet man. I have a son who is 26. That still makes you sound like a very young woman to me. So I don't really know what to read into that, but the sweet man thing is very kind, and I super appreciate you saying that.
I can attest that he is a sweet man, but don't get him mad.
Yeah, that's true. I think.
Okay, wait. Let me clarify that. When he gets mad, he yells a lot. He doesn't get physical. He just yells a lot. Like
Well,
right now when he's yelling about the stuff that's upsetting him.
let's be as pointed as possible. When I get mad, I yell a lot. When I get really mad, I get very quiet. At that point, you should be very scared.
Mm.
Only Netter, of all the people here tonight, has ever seen me that way. And she's the one who will warn people, you need to stop. You need to stop. But that's super encouraging of you to say, Hellion. Thank you so much for saying that. I can't imagine what I've said tonight that was sweet. I feel like I've been a complete asshole all night, but thank you so much for encouraging me in that way. Okay, guys, talking amongst yourselves. I super appreciate that. Okay, y'all, heading to bed. Got to get up early for work. Working on the weekends.
So there was an investment meeting too this week, right, at Disney?
Yeah, let me just say
Sure.
goodbye to Arlena real quick. Thank you so much for being here. Have a good night's sleep. And I hope you have a great day at work tomorrow. Whatever it is you're doing, thanks for doing it. Super appreciated. You know what? Let me real quick read through these comments. One side calls me an is or a phobe. The other side calls me black pill. I'm a man without a country in the Star Wars fandom. Yeah, let it burn. Look, I will wear the black pill with pride because there's nothing to be fucking white pilled about anymore. Anyone who fucking calls you a black pill is a fucking pixie duster and can go to hell. They are delusional and they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And yes, I probably know exactly who you're talking about too. So fuck them all. I say ironically with tongue in cheek, not even with your dick, I say.
Let's see.
If I am mad and then I start laughing, you better run. Yeah, I'm with you. I am with you. I am mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore. Go to your windows and yell. I am mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore. Boomer, we need to do a rewatch of that, actually.
I like Network. That's a good one.
We really do.
So Disney is remaking Moana live action.
Are they casting The Rock as...
Yes. Yes.
Okay. That is probably the only live action then that I could get behind.
Right.
I'm not going to pay for it. I am not going to go see it. Fuck all that. Fuck The Rock for destroying, his little corner of the DC universe.
Oh, yeah, there was that.
But I could totally see him playing live action in Moana. And yeah, I could get behind that. That could be good.
DC, yeah, they need. I know that's gonna be next week's discussion, right? Aren't you gonna be talking about DC?
Yeah, I have actually. So I haven't announced this yet because I haven't. I don't think I've. Have I? Yeah, no, I did. I made up the. If you go to my channel and you look at my future live streams out in like May or June, I'm going to be having the longest running DC role playing game on Earth, or I forget his channel name, but
Right.
But CK, he's going to be joining us to revive our little talk about what we would do if we could reboot the DC universe live action stories, but going back in time to before Marvel beat them to the punch. We have some disagreements on some things, which will be fun to explore, but I think it'll still be an interesting discussion. Absolutely. But yeah, and I have no hope for this Gunverse, this Gun DC universe, because I don't think he's really trying to reboot it. I think again they're just trying to posture for a sale. I think that's all of. So this is the trend that you should be seeing across all of entertainment. We have spent the past 5 years or so destroying cash cow IPs with messaging and fucking bullshit and stupid, completely incompetent, showrunners and whatnot.
Like She-Hulk.
Like She-Hulk and the Snyderverse and fucking everything in Star Wars, everything. Picard, all of it. So now we're going to start seeing the trend of, we fucked this all, maybe we can sell it off. I think that's what we're going to start seeing over the next 5 years or so.
And you were talking to, you're thinking they're going to merge Pixar with regular Disney, or is that something I've heard someone say?
Yeah, so I was reading an article about that. Did we talk about that on Geeky Users?
We might have, or I don't remember. Maybe you talked about somebody else that they were thinking about just merging Pixar. I think we did mention on Geeky Users, like merging Pixar with.
Yeah,
regular
and this
Disney
is something they
animation.
should have fucking done when they first acquired it. There is no sense of frugality in these companies. They're spending like drunken sailors. No offense to sailors who drink, okay? But just, using the idiom, and they're losing money hand over fist because they're overspending on stuff that fucking fails. Right? And yet we'll be talking this weekend about the Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
Which they spent as little as possible on that, and they are reaping the benefits.
It's on the level of a Minions movie, yeah.
We have not even gotten into the main part of the fucking weekend, and I believe they're already at profit. Seriously.
Yeah. Well, do you think Disney has abdicated the family portion of their company, the children's portion?
I don't know if they've done it intentionally, but effectively they absolutely have. Because families are, parents are looking at Disney going, fuck, I don't want to take my kids to see anything you put out.
And I'm thinking there are alternatives. You have DreamWorks. They make the Shrek movies and things like that. And
it's getting a sequel. Who would have thought?
And Puss in Boots. The latest Puss in Boots people seem to really
Netter
like.
really liked Puss in Boots.
The new one, the new one's out. The Last Wish. You should maybe check it out.
We'll have to check that out. Netter will enjoy that. Yeah.
And then there's Illumination. They do a lot of stuff. They do all those Minions movies. And you said you saw the last Groot one, right? Rise of Groot.
Wait a minute. Lots of wisdom, a la Troy and Jameson. Thank you. Can you imagine how much wisdom I could put out if I was sober? Yeah. There you go.
But you liked the last Groot movie, right?
We really did. We really did.
Yes.
That was.
The 70s
I mentioned that there was a lot of stuff in there for the old timers that grew up in the 70s, because it takes place in the 70s.
Right.
And there was a lot of little like 70s Easter eggs.
Yeah.
And if you are, super keyed into the woke, there was a gay couple in like a background scene. And I'm sitting there going, it was the 70s. That makes perfect fucking sense. I don't have a problem with this.
So if you're a parent wanting to take your child to a movie, you might take them to see one of Illumination or DreamWorks movies.
So far, I haven't seen anything in DreamWorks that would put me off from, if I had kids.
Yeah, I'm just saying hypothetically, because I'm thinking
I haven't seen anything that would put me off. I'll be honest with you. There was some, how should we say it? Implied adult material in the Shrek movies. But
yes.
I would totally not have a problem taking my kids to see it, because I would have the same thought process that my mother did. If I take my kid to see it and they understand it, no harm done. And if they don't understand it, it goes over their head, no harm, no foul. My mother took me to the theater to see the movie Airplane.
Yes.
She was shocked by how much I understood of it. But again, she was like, well, no harm, no foul. He already knows about blowjobs. I was really young at the time.
Oh, that's
I
funny.
had no business knowing what a blowjob was.
Was it Airplane 1 or Airplane 2 where the guy goes up to the magazine, the newspaper stand in the airport, and he goes, like today's paper, a Snickers bar, and that bomb over there on the second shelf. Remember that? You know.
I don't remember which one it was, but I do absolutely remember that. Yeah.
And then I think the people are like she mentions. I don't want to alarm everyone. There's a bomb on the plane, and we only have decaf. I don't know. That was the second thing she said or something.
It was the decaf that set them all off. Right. Exactly.
It was something along those lines. It's a funny movie.
So this is a phenomenon that I've heard a lot of channels talk about, but not say this most obvious thing, in my opinion. If something fails, you're absolutely right. It's because the audience didn't show up. You can blame the audience all you want, but everybody knows you didn't put out a product that the audience wants. It's Econ 101. Supply and demand. There is a demand. You're not meeting that supply. You can blame the audience, but it's your fault for not supplying what they wanted. You're lying to yourself. You're lying to your shareholders. Go fuck yourself. What is that Tom Cruise line? Stand back and literally fuck yourself in the face.
So at that point,
Hellion, I'm sorry. I'm because of how many comments. I'm losing the context. My youngest son loved that movie. Are you talking about Airplane?
Or maybe that or Shrek. I don't know.
Or Shrek,
Maybe
yeah. Good point.
Shrek.
Either way, both good movies, but very different. Also depends on how old your son is or was at the time he saw the movie. But The Message. Yes, exactly, Sir Torn. I'm assuming you're making a critical drinker.
Oh, he was having a round table talk about the latest Mandalorian episode. He was making a point that what's her name, Lizzo, apparently got into it with Chris Pratt because she tried flirting with him to get her to ask her out, and Chris
he's
Pratt
married, isn't he?
I think this was before when he was single, like a couple years ago, and I don't think.
Oh, and so he's probably.
Oh no, maybe it was Chris Hemsworth. It was either him or Chris Hemsworth, one of the Chris's.
One of the Chris's.
Yeah, and he just, I don't know, and it didn't go over well.
I would imagine. When you have your choice of all of the Hollywood starlets and a bicycle comes along and wants you to date her, it's not going to happen. You know?
I have a question.
That was a deep cut. So if you don't understand it, it's best that you don't understand it. You know?
I have a casting theory for who's going to play Thrawn.
Have they not announced it?
No, I don't think so. Bill Nye the Science Guy. What do you think? It's a joke. I just threw that.
Yeah, no. I don't.
Okay, no, that's not gonna. I'm just.
Okay, fan casting. I'm asking everybody in the chat. Who would you cast as Thrawn if you had an opportunity to cast it?
Can't say Benedict Cumberbatch. He was already approached and he's not interested. Some fans already asked him. Good. Yes.
Yeah, really. Anyone who played Sherlock Holmes would. Oh, you know, what's his name? Iron Man.
Robert Downey Jr.
Robert Downey Jr. would be a good one too. Anyone who's played Sherlock Holmes,
or even the actor that played young Sherlock Holmes, and he's played Holmes. He played Holmes in the Mr. Holmes movie as when they did the flashback to him being younger. He could do it, maybe.
Oh, really?
You know that actor? I don't know. Did you ever see Mr. Holmes?
No, I did not.
You might have found it interesting. Ian McKellen plays him as an old man. It's like Holmes, and is like, you know, he's older at that point.
Do you imagine Sherlock Holmes becoming an old man?
Well, that's the theory behind that movie. Yeah.
I remember there was an anniversary issue of Batman. I don't know if it was like a 500th issue of Detective Comics or something like that. And the denouement of the story, Sherlock Holmes meets someone who is clearly meant to be a very old Sherlock Holmes. And I remember I was a teenager when I read it, and I remember thinking at the time, I don't think Sherlock Holmes would still be alive in Batman's age. I think he would have died young from an opium overdose. Just saying. Just as a Sherlock Holmes, super fan, Sherlock Holmes, like Han Solo, was one that was meant to be killed off in a heroic way.
Right.
He was supposed to have died when he went over Riggenbach Falls.
Yes.
And when Doyle was forced to bring him back, it was like, stop. Let the author do his thing and be happy with it,
Yeah. Oh. I don't know.
Yeah, so this is the second time. Guys, I really, really, really recommend, especially if you're at the point where you are sick and tired of what Disney is doing to Star Wars, get ye to the EU and start with Heir to the Empire. Read that book. Own physical media. Get out there and get that book. Read Heir to the Empire. Help me out. What was the second book again?
Dark Force Rising.
Dark Force Rising and Last Command.
Last Command. I have a question.
Those should have been episodes 7, 8, and 9. I always thought of them that way. That's what they should have been. Definitely check it out.
Did you hear? I think it was on Midnight Sister. They were talking about how Barnes and Noble were contractually obligated to do High Republic end caps, and they were just putting Legends stuff on there because that's what sells. Did you notice that, or at least mixing Legends books in because the Legends books still sell, not the High Republic?
Yeah. I still have I have my original hardcovers of Heir to the Empire, Last Command, and Dark Force Rising. I have Truce at Baccarat, Courtship of Princess Leia. Those were all great books. Even Courtship of Princess Leia, which was kind of a Star Wars romance novel. Really, really liked it.
You think they'd ever do a romance on the Disney's? Have you noticed there's been no romance really?
No. If it's not same-sex romance, they don't want to do it. That's Disney now. Everything's gay. Seriously. I mean, I'm not even exaggerating. That's what it has become. All gay all the time. That's what Star Wars is. That's what Disney is.
So let's see. I'm trying to think. Did they announce
Talk about representation. You think you'd want to represent the largest population possible because that's where the money is. Nope. They want to represent the 1%. Congratulations. That's why you're going bankrupt.
Were there any exclusive collectibles at this year's Star Wars Celebration?
I don't know. Do you know how many people actually streamed? Because obviously if you're not in UK, you couldn't go to Celebration. Do you know how many people streamed the live streams of Celebration? At the maximum, at its highest streaming level, 22,000.
22,000?
22,000.
Huh.
Out of potentially millions of fucking fans. There are YouTube channels pulling down more views than that. That's sad.
See here, though. You get a couple of Emperor Palpatine floaty pens. Ewok Village Terranium. That actually looks kind of neat.
I am actually working on my own Ewok Village, play set.
You mentioned that.
Yeah.
Are you gonna get some bonsai trees for that?
No, I'm gonna make the tree trunks out of PVC, and then kind of build up around that. Saw a great video about how to make terrain maps for miniature combat. Well, those would actually be really good for dioramas for like Hoth and Tatooine and whatnot. So I'm gonna
Cool.
go to the dollar store and get some rubber mats and do some of that. And don't worry, guys, I'll do videos as I start making them. And I don't know if I mentioned this on the channel before, but I bought into Hole in the Walls. Hole in the Wall a crafter who makes 3D printed diorama pieces. I had bought a whole bunch of like tables and chairs and whatnot for and the bar for the cantina. Well, he did a Kickstarter to do the entire cantina
Oh
as a
wow.
3D print, and as the best Kickstarters are, he already had it done. He just needed to do the Kickstart to figure out how many he needed to print out. So by this summer, I will have the entire cantina, and I will do a full cantina diorama for.
Do you have the barkeep?
I already have the bar. I have almost all of the figures. Almost all of them. I have all of the Cantina Denizens that have been released as licensed figures. I am already starting to make custom figures. I am in the middle of making the Tanaka sisters out of 2 Leilu reaction figures as a custom. So. But yes, there will be videos about that when I'm well into that project. But
All right.
when you make your Ewok village, remind them to behave, or you'll get mad and use your magic. Well, I don't even have to use my magic. Behave, or I'll frickin' stomp on you, because I'm much bigger than you are. But yeah. Navarro Cantina. Yeah, I saw that. I didn't get that, but I saw that. But have Marion and Indiana Jones and Zuckus as bartenders. So I have ordered the retro Marion figure. Well, Netter bought it for me from Hasbro.
I'm his enabler.
Because she's my enabler. And I'm going to customize her into the character of Jenny, the Han Solo's girlfriend from the deleted scenes. And I'm going to make a custom Jenny figure for my cantina. So, yeah.
So I'm trying to think, though. I guess those were all the big announcements, though.
There's another one, Hellion. If you haven't read the book, read the book. The book is so much better than the movie. The movie was incredibly disappointing to me.
It had Fred Gwynn in it, though, from Munsters.
He was the only good thing about that movie. And nothing against
Denise
Crosby, but the way her character was written sucked. That last scene was terrible. That was just painful. Oh my gosh, that is a filmmaker who's read a book and didn't understand the value of what he was reading, right? If you're translating from a book to a movie, when you're changing medium, you've got to think through what is the storytelling value of the medium that I'm reading, that I'm absorbing the story from, and how do I translate that? I've told this story before. In the original book, and again, this is what, a 30, 40-year-old, book that turned into a movie. So, spoilers, guys, don't, you're way behind on this. But the pet cemetery is in front of an Indian burial ground that the legend is that if you bury a dead body in that Indian burial ground, the body comes back to life. And the evil spirits involved in this process want to corrupt you and get you to use that ability so that they can influence your life and ruin it. And so they influence you to, have a death in your family that makes you want to bury them in this pet cemetery. So when the family's pet cat dies, wanders out in the street and is run over by a truck, he buries it in the pet cemetery and it comes back to life, but it's a zombie cat, and it's, it attacks people and it attacks animals.
Not quite himself.
Yeah. So they end up having to put the cat down again. And then eventually the child, who's basically a toddler, his name is Gage.
Yeah.
Right? Am I right? His name is Gage?
It's Gage, yes.
Wanders out into the street and is hit by a truck. And the grieving father, after the funeral, he's buried in a regular cemetery. He goes, digs up his son, takes him to the pet cemetery to bury him and bring him back. And it's, absolutely as creepy as you would imagine. A toddler, kind of in that vein of like Child's Play, comes back, tries killing his parents, and succeeds in killing his mother, right? And the father ends up having to re-kill. It's very much a monkey's paw kind of situation.
Was the ghost still in the book?
Oh yeah, it was much better in the book.
Okay.
So we get to the end. The wife is killed, and there is this belief that the father has that because he waited so long to bury his son, he's buried in the regular cemetery, and then he dug him up, and then many days later he buried him in the pet cemetery. All this time went by that gave the evil spirits time to get into his body, right? Maybe if he buries his wife right away, she won't come back all messed up like his son did. Let's face it, he's delusional, he's grieving, he's not thinking straight. So he takes and he buries her in the pet cemetery, and then he goes home and he waits. And in the book, it's described, it's very much like the monkey's paw, that kind of ending, right? He's in his bedroom. He's playing solitaire. And it describes him playing solitaire, so you're seeing it from his point of view. It's described from his point of view. And he hears downstairs, the front door opens. And he hears the footsteps on the floor. And he hears the footsteps coming upstairs. And he knows his wife is home. And he hears the door behind him open, the bedroom door. And he feels her hand on his shoulder. And he looks down and he sees the dirt under her fingernails because she dug her way out of the grave. And she says to him, "Darling." And that's the end. That's where it ends. No, you and I know she didn't. She came back as a zombie and she kills him. Okay.
Yeah.
But the question is left open. Maybe he was right. Maybe she was okay.
No,
you're right. Probably not. But at least there's a question.
She's gonna bite his nose off his face.
He hadn't turned around to even look at her yet, right? In the movie, it was a typical horror film. It goes exactly the same way. You see the hand he looks down, and then they go so far as to turn around, and it's like that scene from The Shining, where the corpse kisses Jack Nicholson. It's that kind of thing. Denise Crosby has like the zombie face, darling, and black stuff starts coming out of her mouth and they kiss, and then she's got a knife behind his back. No question. It's like, this is not good storytelling. This There is no subtlety there. There is no, what the hell's wrong with you?
Do you know what they should have done with that scene? He should have turned around and been aghast at his wife look, and then she should have said, "You found me beautiful once," and then he should have said, "Baby, you got real ugly." Like from Army of Darkness.
Yeah.
Every Army of Darkness.
I got that reference.
Yes,
I got that reference.
That's a funny scene. It should have been Bruce Campbell. They you know what? That'd be funny. They should have done Ash versus the Pet Cemetery zombies.
No. By the way, welcome.
He'd keep burying people out there waiting for a different result because he's that stupid.
Welcome, Mark. Yes, Fred Gwynne was the best thing about that movie. I'll tell you, if the only thing that you know Fred Gwynne from is The Munsters, you're missing out. He was incredibly talented.
My cousin Vinny.
Oh, my cousin Vinny, I think, is my favorite role.
He was the judge in that.
Ute?
What's a ute?
What's a ute?
2 Utes.
The 2 youths. Basically, if you think about it in the typical comedy fashion, Fred Gwynne is the straight guy and Joe Pesci is the Joker, right? I mean,
yes,
that is some great storytelling.
Ralph Macchio was in that too.
Who?
Ralph Macchio. He was one of the defendants.
Oh my gosh, that's right.
Yes.
I shot the clerk.
He says that. He says that shock like he doesn't realize what he's being arrested for, and then he says,
right.
Wait a minute, I shot the clerk. And of course, they use that in testimony. He was saying that he shot the clerk. It's like,
yeah.
Not because I did it, because I was just
shocked.
Stephen King film adaptations are a mixed bag. For every Shawshank, there's a Children of the Corn. I'm not sure if I would have gone with Children of the Corn as the bad example, but there's so many you could choose. Honestly,
I've read the story it's based on. It's much better.
99% of the Stephen King film adaptations I have seen are mediocre to poor, to be honest with you.
I enjoyed Christine. You ever see Christine?
I did, but the book was better.
The book was better, okay.
The book was better.
John Carpenter did the movie, though. Halloween guy, Just saying.
I'll tell you what, it wasn't, there was some John Carpenter elements that I liked about it, but still wasn't as good as the book.
I remember Leonard Nimoy did it on one of his making a movie special things on Nickelodeon. He would do.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
They were talking about Christine. Yeah, they were talking about Christine.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, Stephen King's another one that, he's such a fucktard on social media. I don't want to support him in any way, shape, or form. So this is actually a great point. Mark points out Creep Show. I'm also going to point out Sleepwalkers. When you have a film written by Stephen King that wasn't a book previously, way better. Way better. I loved Sleepwalkers. But there's no book that it's based on to kind of, bastardize.
So with the cats, right?
And this may set deleted scenes off a little bit, but Madchen Amik was the female protagonist in that Sleepwalkers. Madchen Amik, of course, playing Shelley in Twin Peaks. Netter and I had the dubious honor of having lunch with her at a convention that she was at. It was a Star Trek convention. That's why we were working security for it. Madchen Amik, many people may not realize this, had a very small role in the Star Trek Next Generation episode, The Dauphin. I'm not even sure she had a speaking line in that episode. And that was her, hook to be at the Star Trek convention. But she was really there to promote Sleepwalkers. So Netter and I had lunch with her and her boyfriend, common law husband. I don't know what you'd call him. But
did she go on to play the Borg Queen?
No.
Okay.
No, that was Elise Krieg,
Okay.
who played the Borg Queen. Elise Krieg was the mother in Sleepwalker. So
Oh,
yes,
okay. I
that's
thought
what
I
you're
recognized her. Okay, all right. Yeah.
thinking. Mansion Amik was the girlfriend.
Oh, I see.
And you know, you're a Twin Peaks fan. You're having lunch with Mansion Amik, and I made some coffee-related joke that the actress who played Shelley totally should have gotten. She was completely clueless. And I was like, Shelley, Twin Peaks, the coffee. And, okay. And I'm like, and after, we had escorted her and her boyfriend to wherever we had to escort her to after lunch, Netter was like, she was a real ditz. And I'm like, yup. Yup. It's like, yeah. But, you know what?
I don't know.
Bless her heart. That's all I can say. But, loved Rose Red.
You gotta say that a little bit more southern, honey. Well, bless her little
Oh,
heart.
bless her little heart. Yeah.
Oh,
exactly.
please don't talk about Southern stuff, you biscuits and gravy hater.
Somebody threw up on my plate.
Oh my goodness! You got to like I said, I need to send you. There's a video of these British schoolboys, and they're saying,
Lady
"What's
Miss.
this?"
Lady
Oh,
Miss,
look at that.
I have always liked you. I like you even more now. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. 1,000 times yes, I agree with you. Dean Koontz is 1,000 times better than Stephen King. Dean Koontz has written some of my favorite series of books. He wrote a great Frankenstein trilogy. Check that out if you haven't seen it. Lightning. Oh my gosh, Lightning was a good book.
Did he do Odd Thomas?
Dean Koontz did Thomas, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't read Odd Thomas. I only saw the movie. Netter had read the books.
Yeah,
Right.
I love the Thomas series.
Yeah. So, yes, good stuff. Dean Koontz, fucking way better than Stephen King. And he wrote, no. That was a different author. I'll have to do a whole nother stream about that. Let's, and I'm way off base. What? My Echo Dot is lighting up like I said her name, and I have no idea what I said that sounded like her. Okay, guys, I'm sorry. I'm jumping over a lot of the... I fell way behind on the chat, and I'm jumping ahead. I am now current. People saying hi to each other. I just want to welcome back Daryl. Daryl, everything good there?
Yeah, I am so sorry.
No. Please don't be sorry. Let's face it, the wives come first. Okay?
Yeah, usually
And
when
I
she
mean
gets
that
off
in
of
every
work.
sense of the word. If you
Yeah.
want to be successful.
And usually when she gets off of work, she'll come home, put her PJs on, then I'll rub her feet and rub her back, and then she goes to bed. So
You're cut off.
I'm cut off. I know. No more alcohol.
Dude, I am so
Yeah.
sorry. But
No,
she
he's
did bring
already had
home.
about 4 of them, and he shouldn't have
What'd
had
she
that
bring
many.
home?
It's been a week for a Star Wars fan. Let me tell you.
What'd she
It's,
bring home?
Something samples they gave to her at work,
Ooh.
and this is a orange and ginger vodka called.
Whoa.
Oh, nice.
Is that Sunkiss brand?
I don't know, but I'm going to try it now.
Tell us what you think.
Oh, it smells good. Interesting.
Bo-Katan is judging you.
Hello, love. It almost tastes like a. Hang on. A Sprite with a little bit of Coke mixed in
Huh.
with some whiskey and rum. Kind of like an odd combination of that.
Well, whiskey and rum kind of saves it for me because that otherwise sounds like a kind of strange combination.
Yeah, it is a strange combination. It kind of works.
Okay, now that I'm
like it.
zoomed in on you, I still can't read it, but now I want to know. What are the bar rules?
The bar rules. Number 1, bartender is always right.
Okay.
Number 2, if bartender is wrong, see rule number 1.
Well, I did not know that, but I will accept that because on my channel, the bartender is the guest, and I feel okay saying that the guest is always right because next week it'll be a different guest.
Oh, I'm far from right. I'm way.
You haven't been wrong yet so far, so.
Are those chicken nuggets?
What's
Yes.
That? I see chicken nuggets.
Nugs, not drugs.
Nugs and not drugs.
Do you like chicken nuggets, Troy? Do you ever get them from McDonald's?
I have. I'm not opposed to them. I honestly haven't had them since I was a kid.
You get them with the sweet and sour sauce.
You know what? I'm weird. I am not a sauce kind of guy. I generally tend to avoid the sauces.
Now, see, I don't like the chicken nuggets because it's like mostly fat. They used to be chicken. Now it's this gross combination of something.
Depends where you get them from,
tenders, and I prefer them from Chick-fil-A.
You're right. It does depend. Chick-fil-A
God's chicken there, baby.
Right.
Okay.
In every sense of the word. Oh, they got the best chicken. But you know what?
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, you take boneless breast of chicken, cut it to size, batter fry it, and you're gonna end up with a better chicken nugget than you're ever gonna frickin' get from McDonald's.
Oh, dude, I love making homemade fried chicken.
Chicken nuggies, let me tell you, yeah, absolutely.
I like the
next
Chick-fil-A.
best is Chick-fil-A. Absolutely.
I like the Chick-fil-A breakfast, the biscuit, the chicken biscuit.
Here,
I do too, and I stopped eating them because I was getting fat.
Yeah. I don't indulge. I'll indulge like maybe once a month. I'll slip that breakfast.
When I was commuting, and it was either the Egg McMuffin at McDonald's or it was the Chick-fil-A sandwich, and either way is not the best for you every day. So,
what cracks me up is when people say, "I want boneless wings." That's a chicken nugget.
That's
chicken nugget. It's a chicken nugget.
They're like, "No, it's not. It's a boneless wing."
No, it's
chicken nugget.
I'm from Texas. There's no such thing as a boneless wing.
Exactly.
Right.
All wings have bones.
Because we have a chain around here called Buffalo Wild Wings, and I've gotten the boneless and bone-in combo where they give you both, and it's like, yeah, it's a nugget. Because I'm comparing it to what I have with the actual bone-in wings, and yeah, it's
funny.
Oh, yeah.
I have so many. I have a small contingent of people that follow me on my alternate channel, Kartan the Klingon Cleric. I have my most popular video over there is a cooking video making Klingon gach, and it's actually a really good video. I'm proud of that video. And
I like that video.
It's a really good recipe. I have filmed the footage for Pippius Claw, and the next one I want to do after that is Tobaj legs, which is it was actually featured. It was shown prominently in the first season of Star Trek Discovery, but it's a Klingon dish that I've actually come up with a recipe for that went over pretty well with the local Klingons, and I think needs to be turned into a video. But it's you start with chicken legs and you scrape the meat down to the from the bottom of the leg to the top and invert it, and you stuff it with cheese, pine nuts, and different spices. Then you wrap it up, and it's kind of like a meat lollipop, to be honest with you. It's actually really, really good, and it's based on a recipe that I found online, and then come to find out that the person that was hired to make the food in the Klingon ship in Star Trek Discovery made this dish that looked just spot on, and I'm like, now not only do I have the recipe, but I have exactly what it looks like, and I was able to model it. So yeah, Another franchise that's completely dead that the fans are keeping alive, completely irrespective of what's being put out by the IP owner.
Mm-hmm.
Just the way it is.
Axanar.
I'll tell you, I'm kind of looking forward to whatever they finally come up with on Axanar. Prelude was great. There was another fan film that someone else did in conjunction with Axanar that was really, really good. And whatever Axanar is able to finally do, I'll be happy with. That's definitely better than anything we've gotten from the JJ verse, bad reboot, secret hideout, whatever. But
I got a sound effect for that. The 09 Trek series.
yeah, that sums it up really, really well. That's far more eloquent than I could be. Absolutely right.
And The Force Awakens.
It is depressing. It really, really is. Daryl, so I just want to, before we start wrapping up for the night, I want to make sure that I haven't missed out on, because we've been all over the board tonight, and I warned you we would be.
Oh yeah.
No, sweetie, you've been all over the board tonight.
She's not wrong. She's kind of not wrong. Daryl, is there any topic you wanted to hit before we ended? Anything coming up on your channel you wanted to share? Anything you want to share?
Well, there was one thing I wanted to mention that I haven't heard anybody else mention about Star Wars Celebration today. When they announced new movies, they announced just the movies, the 3 movies coming up in the trilogy with Rey and all that
Right.
whole crap. But there was more. There was the beginning of the Jedi, the rise of the Jedi, the fall of the Jedi, the rise of the Empire, the fall of the Empire. And it goes on until it hits the sequel trilogy. And to me, that says they're going to remake the original trilogy and the prequels.
I didn't even consider that. You know what?
I saw that this morning and I about lost my shit.
Good luck to them if they want to even try. There won't be anybody watching at that point, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
They figure they'll get the TikTok generation to check it out.
That's too long for TikTok.
Yeah, no, it's so this is what I want to implore the chat. Start with Heir to the Empire, the Timothy Zahn trilogy. Check those out. If you're interested in the origins or the history of the Jedi Order, there is the Knights of the Old Republic video game. There, Dark Horse Comics did some great comics about, what was his name?
Darth Bane?
Well, yeah.
I was about to mention Darth Bane.
Yeah, I was going to say, Ulic Queldroma was a Jedi who fell to the dark side. Nomi Sunrider was another Old Republic Jedi. Those are all covered in Dark Empire, and you don't have to buy the individual issues. They've got reprints, graphic novel, reprints of them you can check out. Chances are you could probably find them online too, but those stories already exist. You don't need the Disney Star Wars to fill in your headcanon.
Right.
The EU should be your headcanon, really.
And if you get a chance, read Splinter of the Mind's Eye, which was originally the sequel to Star Wars: A New Hope.
Mm-hmm.
Which kind of doubles down on the incestiness. If you really read into it.
Yeah, well, that was before he knew they were, or he,
Yep.
called them brother and sister. That's when they were still a love interest.
Yep. So there's a scene in Return of the Jedi when Luke is talking to Leia in the Ewok village, and he's explaining that Vader is his father and that she's his sister. And she's got to deal, and she has this reaction because she realizes, oh, Vader's my father. I always took that as, we got intimate, and you're my brother.
Well, I was from South Mos Eisley, so
Yeah, there you
Oh,
go. I love the meme of what Luke and Leia. You know, it's like, yeah, I kissed my sister, and Jamie and Cersei. Oh, that's cute.
oh, that's funny.
But yeah, so yeah, the EU is wonderful. It's out there for you. You can check it out. There's YouTubers that are starting to make like motion comic type movies of some of these stories.
yes. Dadgummit, I can't think of his name. Hang on, let me look up real quick because he's doing a visual computer.
Heir to the Empire.
Yes.
Yeah, I've been. You know what?
oh.
Because I always say own physical media. I've been downloading his episodes as he puts them out. Because you
Darth-
never know when someone might decide to give him a strike and his channel's gone. You know.
Darth Angelus.
Darth Angelus, yes.
Yeah,
I have
that's what it
all
is.
of his, everything he's put out so far, I've pulled down so I could put it on DVD.
Yeah, and they're good. He's got good voice actors for him.
Yeah, yeah. The animation is getting better as it goes. It's not consistent.
Well, yeah, he's
But-
doing it all himself. So
Yeah,
he's
he
learning
is.
as he's going. So with each episode, it gets better.
And hi, Connie. I'm sorry. I thought I said hi to you earlier. Good to see you. But yeah. So look, here's the bottom line. Daryl is good people. Daryl has a great channel. If you like me and what I do here, you're gonna like Daryl and what he does over there. So make sure, if you're not already, please subscribe. His link is down below, and follow him. He I don't know. In a lot of ways, he's like a brother from another mother. He's my southern brother in a lot of ways.
Hell yeah, brother.
But there you go. Anyway, so any last words, Daryl, before we wrap up for the night? You know what? Better, more direct question. Do you have anything coming up this week that you want to plug?
Well, we have Gardic Phone game night on the Vactube tomorrow at 5 p.m. Central.
So it's Saturday.
When we get
okay.
together, when we get together and play Gardic Phone, which is a drawing game, the girls love to draw dicks.
Yeah.
So,
Huh.
yeah, it's like one or two rounds, and then the dicks just come out.
You guys are so juvenile. I love it.
And it's funny because we all seem to be on the same wavelength because all of our drawings are similar, and it's just crazy. But yeah, it gets nuts, and Gardic Phone is always a hit with everybody.
Dicks
'cause
and nuts, huh? Okay.
We have a lot of fun with it, and we also poke a lot of fun at each other
Awesome.
when we do it, and so it's great. It is great, and we have Taco Tubes Day every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Central.
There you go. There you go. And you and Arwen kind of trade off on Fridays, don't you?
Yeah,
Or is it
Arlena-
not quite that, firm?
No, I mean, it just whenever they want to stream, we don't. Vactube
Gotcha.
doesn't, and usually Arwen and Arlena stream together, so like they did today.
Yep, I caught their
Um,
stream. That was awesome. Talking about weight loss journeys and whatnot. That was good stuff.
Yeah, body positivity at any weight, or not that healthy at any weight, which is
Dude, I lost over 100 pounds before COVID, and I kind of put on about a quarter of that again since COVID. But so I've been there. I understand, and I was digging everything they were laying out. So good stuff there.
Chucho.
So what do we got coming up in the coming week? So tomorrow night, you know what? Let me tomorrow night we will be over, later tonight for some of y'all on the East Coast, but for those of you Central Coast and farther left, tomorrow night over on Big Al Presents, Netter and I will be on with him watching Steel Magnolias. I will provide the link so that you can watch along with us.
I'm sorry.
God, I haven't seen that since '89. I vaguely remember anything about that, but I'll tell you what, Dolly Parton is in it, so it's going to be, that in and of itself is going to make it good.
It's going to be a hoot of a time.
It's going to be a hoot nanny, let me tell you.
I actually have a sound for that.
There you go. Sunday at 7 Central, 8 Eastern. I hope you tune into Deleted Scenes for Unscripted. His 8th episode is The Man in the Box. There's the link directly
Good
to
Alice in
it.
Chains song.
So I hope you join him for what we consider to be the Geeky Geezers pre-show, because then at regular time, 8 Central, but only for an hour this week.
Yes.
In recognition of Easter Sunday, we're gonna have an Easter special.
Yes.
What will we be talking about on your channel, Geeky Geezers?
Talking about the Super Mario Brothers movie. I've seen it. Yes, I've seen it. Deleted Scenes has also seen it. He talked a little bit on a review on his channel. I thought it might be interesting to have on my channel because he was
Did he say he would join us?
He did. He said he would join us. So I'll send him the link. And
So
I
watch
would
Unscripted and then just follow him right on over to Geeky Geezers.
because I'm very familiar with Mario. I grew up with him, and to be fair, I've been playing Mario games ever since the NES days. I bought many Nintendo consoles and portables, and a new Mario game comes out, I usually pick it up. Can't say I've beaten all of them, but I'm definitely familiar with them. So it was interesting going into this movie with the knowledge versus someone who didn't. And we're going to talk about. I want to see what the box office was like.
Box
and I think
office,
we'll have an
they
idea
keep
when it comes
upping it and
Sunday.
upping it.
Yes.
It's already had a very good
because
weekend.
part of this culture war is that
I
Disney
may be
needs
wrong.
competition.
I don't know the details, but I think they've already pulled a profit.
Yeah.
As of
Maybe.
end of day Friday, I think they've already pulled a profit.
Disney needs competition. We need to go out there and support their competition because competition maybe will make them better at some point. Not for a while because their heads are up their butts. So.
I can't remember where I heard it.
Over on Age of Boomers channel. Then we're going to jump over to. I'm sorry. Did I?
He was going to say something.
No, it's fine. I was just going to say that I can't remember where I heard it today, but somebody said Mario is the new Mickey Mouse.
Oh yeah.
Kinda. You're probably right. I hadn't heard that.
He's taking over.
I
Make
dig
it
it.
suck it.
I understand why they decided not to do the Italian, stereotype or whatever, but I don't think you'd have found an Italian that would have had a problem with it if they did.
In defense, there are Italians in the movie that do, like he has relatives that have the stereotypical thing.
Good. Awesome. That is awesome.
We'll get into it more Sunday.
I'm good with that. Because let's face it, I got fucking relatives that are like that too, so no problem.
But we're only going to talk about it for an hour because after that, we're going
to jump over to Netter's Network, where we will be doing a watch party. And again, I will provide an off-platform link so that you can watch along with us. It's the Easter Beagle, Charlie Brown.
Yes, I don't think Netter ever did that one. I know she's done Peanuts.
No, she has not. So we will. And I know that it's gotten a little bit more difficult if you don't own the physical media to find those Charlie Brown specials. We will be there to help.
I know that at least I know people
hard to find.
I know people picked on Apple because of the exclusivity thing, but to be fair, when the holidays roll around, they usually make that particular special available to watch for free if you have an iTunes account or Apple streaming or whatever. You can watch it for free without being a subscriber usually. So, but like I said, Troy will provide means as well. So,
yep, absolutely. And do you know if there's anything happening Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday?
Wednesday, I won't be on Birdman this week because we're busy getting ready to move, so I have to be available to move furniture and stuff. have a pod in our driveway now. We have to move stuff into that. But Birdman will be doing a rewatch with I believe AL AL is going to do a rewatch, and then at some point, maybe in the following week, if I'm able to, I'll be doing the LA Confidential rewatch. So yeah, he had a storm this week, so storm warnings we've been doing this week. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
So that brings us around to Thursday, coming back to Netters Network, where we will be doing a watch party of the film Charlie.
On Thursday? Not on Thursday. Thursday's my Thursday things, dear.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm getting ahead. Yeah. What's Thursday things?
I will have a self-published author, Chris Christman, or maybe it's pronounced Christman, on my channel talking about his books. He has 3 out, and the 2 of them that he mentioned to me are available for free, and we'll be talking about that on my channel.
I apologize. That's because I'm not seeing it in the upcoming live streams. It'll be up shortly. Go ahead and make sure you're subscribed to Netters Network, so that you and hit the notification bell so that you know when that comes up on Thursday. Yeah, I jumped ahead. Charlie is the following Saturday. Next week, I will be on with regular in the chat, Matthew Flynn. I've appeared on his channel many times. He will be here to share his love of Elder Scrolls, maybe kind of, explain it to me, because I don't know thing one about Elder Scrolls.
It's got dragons in it.
It's got dragons in it. So, yeah, I figured it's a
Okay.
Dungeons & Dragons type of
Yes,
thing.
kind of, basically, yeah.
He's going to fill me in.
Patrick Stewart does some voice work in those games, too.
Oh, does he? Okay.
Yes.
So I'll find out more about that next week. Hope you can join us. And, I know this is a game, so I know this is more of a boomer kind of thing, but I'll learn a thing or two along with all the rest of you. Which brings us to Saturday, which I'm sorry, that is, of course, Netters Network, where we will be watching I will be sharing a link so that you can follow along with us, the film Charlie, based on the book Flowers for Algernon.
Ooh, interesting.
I'm going to have a really hard time with this, but it's a worthwhile story. I hope you can join us. It's there's something to be learned from that story. It's definitely good.
But it's still one of those movies where the book is better.
Yeah, the book is better, but it's still a valid film and definitely worth checking out. This one hits me very personally, so it's challenging. We'll talk more about that next week. So that's all I've got. Daryl,
Yes,
I
sir.
super appreciate you hanging out with us. Any
Dude,
last words for the stream?
Yeah, but before that, I just want to apologize again for having to bounce out for so long.
That is not something to apologize for. I honestly appreciate you putting your wife first. And when you get done here, I want you to go and tell her that we said thank you for, sacrificing you to hang out with us. We understand her sacrifice and we appreciate it.
Well, I would like to end with my tagline that I end every stream with. Well, for the most part, unless I forget.
Go ahead.
I always tell everybody, thank you for being here. We love you guys. And remember, no matter where you are in the galaxy, you will always have a seat at our table.
Amen. Wow. This is what I'm telling you guys. This is exactly the kind of spirit I try to build here. And this is why I feel like Daryl and I are both derelicts. I mean, we're both kindred spirits. Absolutely. You're good on the sound effects. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Oh, yeah. I just can't. I've been just keeping myself from it because it's been so much fun just to do that throughout a whole stream.
That is awesome. Super.
Somebody will say something funny, it's like, I'll hit the laugh button.
The thing about the rim shot is if used judiciously, it's great because sometimes you make a joke that people don't catch as a joke right away. So the rim shot is like, oh, I got it. Okay, funny. Haha. There you go. Absolutely.
And then you got the
when you know you made a joke that sucked. Yeah,
and
exactly.
And the really bad ones get.
Yeah, crickets, man. Agent Boomer, any last thoughts?
No, it was this fun stream. Happy Easter, everybody.
Oh yeah,
See you
absolutely,
Sunday.
guys.
Yes, and yeah.
Christ the Lord is risen on Sunday. Amen. Netter, last words?
Yeah, but I'm going close to your microphone so I can actually be heard.
Yeah, amen.
Well, you know what I always say.
I do.
We could talk amongst ourselves, and that's all well, good, and fun. But it's so much more fun when you guys are joining us in the chat. You're sharing your questions, your comments, your trivia. You're just being goofy, whatever it may be. And it doesn't feel like we're separated by miles or even continents in some cases. It feels like we're all just hanging out in the same room together, enjoying each other's company, and, you know, just having a good time. And you guys aren't just our friends. You're our family. We love you, and we appreciate you being here.
Absolutely.
And we will see you next time.
Absolutely. Yep. Yeah, I did intend this to be like, there you go. Thanks, Daryl.
Thank you.
I have always intended my stream to feel like, a Cheers kind of pub. Hang out, have drinks, shoot the shit, bitch about politics. Let's face it. People forget our country was founded by guys sitting around a pub drinking and bitching about politics. That's literally how our country started. So, amen to that. Guys, I do want to thank every single one of you. Everything Netter said, absolutely true. And, I hope that if this was your first time here, you enjoyed it enough to give me a sub. Come back next week. Not every stream will be something that you might be interested in, but I hope you enjoy the company. Thanks so much, every single one of you. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.
Good night, ladies.
Good night, sir.
Hit it, sweetheart.